is Payal Nanjiani and welcome to yet another episode of the Leadership and Success Mastery episodes, where we have bold and courageous conversations about how you can be a world-class leader regardless of your title and circumstances, about how to be successful at whatever you do and how to be the best version of yourself. And I love your comments, your feedback and your messages, and I love to hear what helped you achieve a breakthrough in every episode and what really touched you and helped you to change and become that best version of yourself. So please keep those comments coming in. Your comments truly mean the world to me. And in today's Leadership and Success Mastery episode, I want to talk to you about growing wherever you are planted. Now, for all those of you who have heard me speak in person and virtually, there are chances that you've heard me say this before: grow where you are planted. And whenever I say this, immediately I have people from the audience, say to me, Payal, how do you grow when you are planted in a garden of weeds? You don't understand, Payal. How bad things are for me. I am surrounded by people who are ego-driven, negative thinkers, victims, control freaks and gossipers. If only I could get out of the situation, and I'm telling you, I would succeed like anything. Well, if this is something that you think too, my friend, then hear me out. You can grow successful even in the worst of the place. In fact, let me just rephrase this for you. You can grow successfully only in the worst of the place and circumstance. How about that? See, if you want to be a great leader, if you want to be successful at what you do, then you've got to stop wishing that you were somewhere else, with someone else in another environment altogether. Because where you are right now is the right place for you. I have been through this in my own life. Years back when I started my career and dates, I remember feeling that, if only I was in that country with that person, in that right environment, I would be successful. And that pattern continued for me for some time, till the time when I remember, now when I look back, I feel I have wasted so many of my precious working years and so much of my potential just thinking about if I was in that right place, I would grow fantastically well. And then, everything changed for me. I still remember it was that, I was having lunch with the CEO of this garment industry. It's one of the most famous garment industries today in the Western world. And then while having lunch, he said something that changed my life forever. This is what he said. He said, the reality is we didn't simply decide to show up on this planet. We were planted at this particular time and in this particular place by the universe, who has a purpose in mind for us. Now, I want you to, really look at this statement and let it sink deep inside of you, just like it did for me. Because I can tell you, my friend, this statement is a game changer. Now, it's possible that, you may not be aware of your purpose right now, and I know it may be a tough place for you. You might be feeling the constraints, but I also know that it's the right place for you where you are, because it's the right place for you to make a difference. It's the right place for you because you are planted here for a reason and for a season. Maybe you are working with that difficult boss, or you are working around an average team, and maybe the country that you are in is making you feel stuck. But guess what, my friends, whatever be your circumstances, I want you to hear me out. These are the fertile grounds for your growth and progress. How else are you going to master the art of dealing with people if you are not surrounded by people who test your limits and who push your buttons? How will you embrace Change if you aren't in an environment of uncertainty. How will you learn the golden nuggets of true leadership if you aren't dealing with a difficult team? And how will you know what it means to be self-inspired and to keep moving if you are not underpaid and unappreciated? I want you to think something about this, my friend, something deeper here. At the end of the day, are you working for that boss and that client? Or are you working for your growth? Are you working for doing something meaningful and deep in your work life? Are you working to feel fulfilled and happy with your contribution on this planet Earth? I'm encouraging you to look at the bigger picture here, my friend, because the universe has set you up to achieve greatness by putting you in that situation for your growth. It did not put your friend in that situation, it put you. So just like it has put the beautiful lotus flower in mud and it blooms there, that's where you are supposed to bloom and grow. So don't try to run away from that boss or escape through that situation, because let me tell you something here, my friend, that situation and those types of people will follow you throughout the career because you haven't been able to understand the pattern and deal with them. And let me ask you something here. If you cannot navigate where you are right now through all those obstacles and challenges, what's the guarantee that you will be able to be successful in the new place that you are put in? So rather than having that temptation to give up, to move to another place, or for having that temptation to sulk, to feel angry, and to really be frustrated with your situation, I want to share with you another way of dealing with these situations and to grow where you are planted. Now, most of you who know me, you know that I have had this opportunity and I still continue to have this opportunity to speak and coach, the most successful leaders and entrepreneurs in the world. And, whatever I learn from them, I distill it, I deconstruct it, and I share it with you openly through my books and through my channels and my social media articles. And one of these techniques is a formula that I have derived working from them. It is called GPS. GPS, which means gain from your experience. That's the number one. You want to do this consciously in the beginning until it becomes a habit, until it gets in your DNA. You want to begin to realize that everything that you experience in your professional life, it serves for your growth, expansion, progress, and excellence. So don't let any situation go a waste. Let me tell you, my friends, great leaders are not born out of Ivy League colleges. They are born out of experience, what they learn from every experience, every mistake, every fall, and every success. So you think of the situation that you are facing, and then also think of what all are you gaining from that situation. Are you gaining more of mental and emotional strength? Are you gaining a new level of knowledge and wisdom? Are you gaining more confidence, maybe higher level of leadership mastery, maybe more humility? Because all of these are going to help you to move toward your goal. The second is productivity focus. Your work is your true testimony. And I always tell people that work is divine. You will be known for your work. So rather than playing a victim and getting into why me, why am I in this situation, when will things change for me, when will I be out of it, how about reversing it? How about you begin to focus on your work and outcome that you want? Because my friends, greatness comes by making a difference, by creating something meaningful, something gorgeous, and by showing the world that you are here to create, to have an impact. So begin to have more focus on what you want to produce, and you will see a huge change. And number 3, strategize your emotions. Because my friend, most of the time you don't grow where you are planted is because you let your emotions overpower you completely. And those emotions then, they don't let you think strategically. So on a challenging day, when it's when it's easy to wallow into self-pity and begin to focusing on what isn't working and getting messed up into all that negative thinking, begin to begin to change that, because you are not built for average. You are here as a world-class leader. So I encourage you to give time to yourself to let these emotions come up, maybe a few hours, maybe 24 hours for self-pity and crying it out and really driving people nuts around you. But then that's it. Move on. Because there is nothing worse for a leader than to get stuck in a rut of complaints and self-pity. So give yourself that time and then learn how to strategically manage all your emotions and become aware of what's triggering those emotions. I always tell people there are specific emotions like anger, jealousy, frustrations, fear, where that gets us stuck. So rather than getting stuck, begin to realize what are some of the circumstances that trigger these types of emotions, and then begin to choose how you would like to respond to these types of emotions. And for those of you who want to achieve big in your life, I have shared the 21 nuggets of leadership success in my book, Success is Within. You can order it worldwide now, and these 21 tips are the ones I have personally witnessed the super successful people practice in their everyday life. And for those of you who want to succeed in your life, want to move ahead super fast in your job and business, you can sign up for my coaching sessions, and I'll be so more than happy to connect with you and to take you to where you want to be in your work life. And until then, remember, success is within you, it's within me, and I truly, truly believe in your ability to show leadership wherever you are, no matter what. Until the next episode, this is Payal Nanjiani wishing you loads of success.